Captain K-Man!
Hey! Welcome back! We're going to do some wrestling today. We're going to show the fireman's carry we talked about last class. One other thing we're going to do today, Lord of Stupidity, who we all know is Crouton. But Crouton asked a question about our last video. So we're going to start out, we're going to go right down on the ground and we're going to look at that position real quick. And then we're going to go into the fireman's carry, okay? First, you got a corporate shield for us?
If you like what you see here, don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps us out and it'll help you out because it'll help you see more of our content.
That was a good short one. Alright, we're going to get right back down on the ground. Forrest is going to be laying down. Alright, so we're going to start in that we already did the knee cut. Alright, so we did the knee cut. We're here. A lot of times we're here, okay? This will not work if Forrest is able to lock his hands. So if Forrest locks his hands here, it's going to be really hard for me to peel these open. A lot of times when he locks his hands, I grab his elbow, lift up on his head, and sit my hips through and put a lot of pressure on him. Alright? That's how I keep him from rolling. I have to be ready to pulse with this hand. If he takes me towards that way first, the other way. If he takes it this way, I have to be ready to pulse this hand so he can't take me over. Alright? I don't want to get to this position here where Forrest is coming up on top. Alright? Not good. Come on back. So, now that we know... Back. Yeah, good. So now that we know what not to do, we're going to work on what to do. Okay? I'm going to isolate this arm right here. To do that, I'm going to go from right on his elbow. I'm just going to slide my hand up and I'm going to keep it real tight to my body. If I go loose like this, it's going to be a hand fight, right? Forrest is going to get underneath my arm and it's going to be a fight. Alright, if I keep my elbow nice and tight and I just slide it down, I'm going to be able to catch his hand. I want to catch his hand, thumb in. So it's really hard for him to pull it out. Trying to move it around. It's really hard for Forrest to fight this arm, okay? Now my front leg is going to be the leg that enacts this Kimura grip, okay, or Americana really. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push it down to my leg, alright? As I push it down to my leg, I'm going to lift up and I'm going to trap it in here, alright? Right now this is putting a lot of pressure on Forrest. His shoulder's not very flexible, alright? But my arm is going to catch here and I'm going to push it down. If his arm is really flexible, I can take my other foot, put it right on top of this, push down, and lift up on his head all at the same time. So any pressure would be here. I put my foot on here. It's really hard to do without putting pressure on. And I lift his head up all at the same time. Forrest is not anywhere near flexible enough to do that. So I'm going to have him try it on me in 1 second. But one more time, we're going to be here. I'm going to catch through here. Push it down. Lock it up here. Alright? If you're worried about the arm coming out, you can figure for your legs. But it takes a little pressure off. I always like to make sure I get it here. This is something you're either going to hit or not hit. It's going to, once he can turn his thumb down and bring his arm out, you're probably going to lose this technique, okay? It's not a sure finish, but if you're here and you put a lot of pressure up in his chest area, like this, and you get the arm out, you're going to get the submission more times than not, okay? So if you're having trouble with that still, send me a video of what you're doing, Crouton, and we'll fix it up for you, okay? You may be going with the wrong leg, or you may be not catching it in the right spot, okay? So if I catch it, come back down one more time. You're super duper flexible too, so if you're catching this like up here, it may not be as effective as if you catch it down here. I want it to be where I'm stretching his arm out just like an Americana, alright? So if his arm is bent and you're doing it like this, I want it to be a little bit of flexation of his arm. So I want to have his arm starting, I don't want it to be 90 degrees, I want it to be past 90, okay? Here, it's going to be harder. Right here, I'm going to get a lot less fight from him, right? Try and stop me from here, right? Try and stop me here. It's a lot easier, right?
Yeah.
That little movement right here, this much, is what makes it work, okay? If it's straight like this, he's strong here. He's going to be able to come up, okay? So make sure you only have his arm at the 90 degrees, alright? We're going to go right back up on our feet, and we're going to work the fireman's carry now. Right, we're back. We're going to move on to the fireman's carry. This move is the move that cost Derek 100 push-ups. So I have a fighter on my team, Derek, or our team. Derek Patterson, and showed a fireman's carry, and he ended up getting fireman's carry. And then we bet, me and Solomon Renfro both bet him $20 that he wouldn't get fireman's carried again. He got fireman's carried again. So I made him do 100 push-ups. I had to pay Pat $20, and Pat, Afro Pat.
Didn't you bet with Mr. Solomon?
No, me and Mr. Solomon both bet $20 that Derek
Oh.
wouldn't get fireman's carried again. So we both had to pay $20 at Afro Pat. So Afro Pat made $40 on us that day. So Derek owed me push-ups. And now every time someone fireman's carries Derek Patterson, he owes me 100 push-ups. So everyone should be shooting his fireman's carry on him over and over and over again. All right. So if you hit a fireman's carry on Derek, I'll give you $10 because you owe me 100 push-ups. All right. So to do a fireman's carry, couple things. One, we're gonna have to have a really strong back. We are not gonna be able to just like tip backwards when we do this move. Okay. We're gonna have to make sure I make a really strong body when I do it. You're gonna be right here.
You might have to move back a little bit. Just to stay in front. Like that way, back.
Alright, I'm gonna control force. I like to have I like to start with a bicep collar grip on this, but it doesn't really matter. You can have any kind of overhook. As long as I have an overhook, I'm gonna be able to do it, okay? Because I need to trap this arm. So what I like to do is I get him to step to me. Boom. You gotta make a little bit stronger body. You can't be so limp. Alright, boom. I'm gonna control his arm. As I go in, I'm going to control this elbow tight to me. I'm going to do the same high crotch that we did in the last technique. And I'm going to enter my head inside. Boom. I'm going to enter in nice and tight. So I want him on top of my shoulders, alright? In this position right here. I'm going to pull down on his arm, and I'm going to control right here through his legs, alright? I need to, from this point on, keep my head up, keep him tight on my back, alright? I'm not trying to dunk him on his head right now. I want him to roll through. I'm going to straighten the leg that I have up. And I'm going to drop my hip to the mat. Can you let go first? As I drop my hip to the mat, I'm going to arch him over this way. So I'm just going to straighten my leg, follow my hip, and bring him over. Alright? We might have to go back a little bit so I don't send Forrest careening out the window. Alright, so we'll start the technique back there. I got Forrest. Nice and tight up here. I enter in. Boom. Alright, nice and tight. Clamping down as hard as I can. As I pull this down, I'm lifting up. When I get Forrest up and over me, I'm going to let go of this. I'm not going to hang on right here. So as I go, you got your head tucked? I'm going to straighten my leg. My partner's going to tuck. I'm going to take him over. You alright?
Yep.
Okay. Once I get to here, I'm just going to high leg through. And we're right back in that position we were in at the start of this video. This one's probably more of a gym move than a home move. Try not to break the heater this time.
Hold on.
So I'm tied up, overhook, controlling the wrist, duck in. Once I'm in nice and tight, I'm going to straighten this leg. I'm going to drop my far hip to the floor. The leg that's straight, that's the hip that's going to hit the mat. I'm going to bring Forrest down with me. I'm going to tuck my chin. My partner's going to tuck his chin. As he starts to come over, I'm going to throw him. As I throw him, I'm going to maintain his contact right here. I want to make sure I hang on to his arm still. So as I high leg over and then through, I maintain the grip on this elbow. Otherwise, we're going to be in a tough spot. Now, a lot of times, just start right here, up on your feet. A lot of times when I go, what happens is someone hangs on too long. So as they come over, it's going to be the same movement. As they come over, I get stuck here, okay? If you're ending up stuck here with your head down on the mat, and he's going to start to come up, a crucifix, all kinds of terrible things, that means you're not letting go early enough, all right? So when you're at the peak of the throw, when you're in this position here, boom, you let go of the leg so you can get him over. All right? What do you think, Forrest?
Fireman's carry is a scary move to get done to.
Yeah? You don't like that?
Not when it's done fast.
No? Like
It
the
can
first
suck if you get it like in a spot, like when you're sparring or something. It really tosses you.
one? That is the level 1 movement of it. There's a second level of it. I don't have enough space to show it here. But if you imagine, step out of the frame for a minute. If you imagine me shooting in, entering on force right here, boom. Instead of dropping this leg and going backwards, I would take a drop step forward and shove him over the top of my shoulder.
Yeah.
I might be able to do it on the mat. So come here.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna do that.
Oh, starting from.
Yeah, starting from the knee, so I have some space. So if I already shot in and my leg is up, I would drop step through.
Oh no!
And throw force over the top. I didn't have enough space. So when you drop step, you should travel pretty far across the mat, almost like you're running across the mat, and you're gonna whip your opponent down on the mat. And it's pretty scary, right?
It would have been scarier if it was full speed.
Yeah. I had to stop because I was about to dump force right into this wall here.
That would have been fun.
Yeah. So to review the 2 things that we did, I'm gonna show the fireman's carry. We're going to rotate around to the position where we finish, okay? So this all ties together, so thank you for asking this question, Crouton. Help our partner up. Control, move around, boom, enter in. When I enter in, I'm nice and tight right here, alright? Forrest, try and pull your arm up. Pull your arm up.
It hurts.
Yeah, I have this arm, it's mine now, I own it, alright? Even if Forrest tries to sprawl here, I'm bringing everything in tight. So when I go, he's coming with me. No matter how hard he sprawls, alright? Once I'm here, this leg is going to step over the other leg. Alright, my toes in the mat, I'm going to step over. When I get to here, I lift this elbow up, slide my leg through. So I'm here, lift the elbow up, slide the leg through. So kind of full speed, I end up here, boom, come up, through. Turn 90, or more than 90, so your head's facing the camera. So your head's, yeah. Now that I have him here, back up just a little bit so we can straight. Perfect. Now that I have him here, I want to start working the arm. So we're fighting, bring my arm up. I catch right here at his wrist. I push his wrist down, not straight down over my knee, down in between my legs, so it's hard for him to fight. Alright? If he gets on the side to try and escape, get on this side, it makes it easier to put the arm down. Right? Feel that? Mm-hmm. If he tries to lock around you, you can step forward and push it down, so you can get your whole weight going forward. Alright? So once you catch this wrist, you should be able to enact this technique even if you're much weaker than your opponent, okay? You're going to push it out to the side. This leg is going to come up. Catch on the wrist. Push down. Finish the technique. I'm going to have Forrest try it once and see what it looks like, alright? Go, bud. So you're going to slide that back. Catch, good. Push it down. No, top leg. Good. Now push on your other toe. Now see how my elbow is not quite in your crotch yet? You need to get my elbow so it's just a little bit past your crotch. So you're going to need to walk your hips up just a little bit. No, you got to walk your hips up. These got to be touching my ribs. Yes! Now see where my elbow is? Yes!
Ooh, that doesn't look fun.
Yeah, and now press. Good. So, Forrest brings up a good point. If you're sitting side control, like Forrest was, and your hips are, there's a lot of space, and you try and catch this, it's not going to work so smoothly. Alright? Your hips need to be in close enough that the elbow can get in between the legs. Alright?
Kind of our shoulders are very flexible.
Yeah. Well, you put a good pressure on. So that could also be one of your problems, Crouton. Without seeing, it's hard to tell, but those are the most common troubleshooting areas. Alright? Thank you guys for watching. We're going to cut these down to just a few a week now, maybe 3. One Muay Thai, one wrestling, one Jiu-Jitsu. Going to keep them coming out. starting to get a little bit busier with my own stuff too. So we're still gonna try and get podcasts out. Check out the Dr. Kroll podcast about COVID if you're still watching. That's a pretty good one.
I watched it. It's a good one.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Good, good.
I'm more like listen to it, but
Yeah,
it is
that's
a video podcast. So if you want to watch it, you can.
Mm-hmm. All right, and next class is going to be kickboxing. That should probably be out Saturday, and then we'll have a father-son podcast coming out soon too. All right. Also, make sure you check my page, Caveman's Corner or Jeff Dens or Integrity Martial Arts. I'm going to be posting the Integrity Challenge soon. All right. Check it out.
If you guys are still here, don't forget to hit the notification bell to make sure you know when we upload.